What's going on, guys? It's SaltyCat, and I'm going to be doing a 2024 game room recording studio update from my last one I did a couple years ago. I'm going to turn the lights on this one so maybe you can actually see what's going on, and we'll take a look at my setup and all my gear. Okay, now we got the lights on, so we should actually be able to see what's going on in this office. This one, the last video I did, I had just my RGB lights on and it was dark. I guess I was trying to set some kind of mood, but you ended up not being able to see much of anything. So I'm gonna go over everything. I might make some supplementary videos that will show off some specific things that I have, because I do get a lot of questions about it. So I'll individualize some things and go over it in separate videos, hopefully. So we'll start with my gaming desk. So my gaming desk, I used to have a huge L-shaped desk back in that corner, and it took up the entire corner, but I don't stream anymore, so I don't need all the stuff. So I downsized it to this size, which is, this is a gaming desk from IKEA, and it's sitting on 2 bookshelves. I use the shelves for storing things, obviously, but it's a pretty decent sized desk, and it's actually very well made. So my monitors, I'm using this is the LG Ultragear. This is a 27-inch. It's a 165 hertz, and it's a 2K monitor. Works really well for the kind of games I play. And then I just have this is just a Scepter monitor that I have for my Windows and stuff like that. That's just a cheap Amazon one. For a controller, I am using this is Xbox Elite Series 2. I play primarily on controller. I don't use mouse and keyboard, I know. Or this is the 91510 keyless from Logitech. And then I also have this is a Lightspeed 502 mouse. Maybe someday I'll start using mouse and keyboard, but for right now I don't. I also have a Bose soundbar. Sometimes I play without my headphones on. And soundbar, it's got a sub behind the desk, so I have that. As far as my headset goes, this is the Black Shark. This is the V2 from Razer. Probably the best headset I've ever bought. I've been through a bunch of them, but that's my favorite one so far. My gaming chair is from Alienware. This is the AW2000, I believe. Very comfortable chair, memory foam. You know, it always adds FPS when you have a pretty fancy racing chair, so that's why I have that. As far as the PC is still the same from the last video. I've upgraded a couple things to it, but this is an Alienware. This is the Aurora R13, and this has got a 3070 Ti in it, and then I upgraded. It's got 32 gigs of RAM now. It's liquid cooled. It's got CryoTech cooling. I don't really know much about it, but it's a very nice PC. I had this pre-built from Alienware because I don't know the first thing about building my own, so I just had them do it for me, and it works really well. So that's my gaming desk as of right now. Over here I have this is an Oculus. This is my MetaQuest 2. I play a lot of VR. This PC is VR capable, so it works really well. I play VR with that. My daughter put some little Google eyes on it, and I don't know, it's really cool. I'll go over my guitars. This is my guitar rack. I'll go over that in a second. This is my arcade machine. This is the same as last video, but I'll go over it a little bit again, and then, like I said, I'll be doing a supplemental video because a lot of people ask about this arcade machine. But basically, this is a retro gaming machine. Even though I have the gaming PC and I can play all the modern games, I love playing retro games. So I basically built this over the pandemic, kind of as a little project, and it ended up being something huge. But the arcade cabinet was retrofitted for me. I bought some of the pieces, but I ended up customizing it. This has a 32-inch 2K monitor in it, which is a little overkill for retro gaming, but it actually looks really good, and the response time is really good. When you're playing arcade games, the button response time has to be pretty decent, and it works really well. This also runs on a PC. This has a GTX 970 in it. The PC is actually behind one of these cabinets, but it's a pretty monster PC, and it runs everything really, really fast, and I can basically make it look however I want. The buttons and joystick I bought off of Amazon, I think, and then I did all the wiring myself. I have an N64 controller in here if I ever want to play N64 games, because this thing does play all retro games, and I have all the retro systems in here. Dreamcast, Sega, Nintendo, Super Nintendo. Basically, it's just an emulator system, but all the games that I grew up playing, I put on here. We have a lot of fun with this. Usually my friends will just come over, we'll throw it out, play some Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, stuff like that, Ninja Turtles. I have all those games on here. All the artwork was done by me, and it's all custom. But yeah, this has been really cool. It's been a cool project, and I love having this thing. But like I said, I'll post another video where I show more of the build, a little more detail, and the PC specs and everything that I'm using for it. This is running on a tracked mode that's my front end, and then it runs on RetroArch. Also on either side of this, I just have my bookshelves that have all my knickknacks and stuff like that, Legos, stuff like that I bought and put together. So needed a place to store all that stuff. Some controllers down there that I use my old Xbox controllers in. I think I have a scuff down there. And then on this side, these are more of my like collectible things. I'll just go over a couple things real quick because I actually think they're kind of cool. This is my, I got to see Polyphia a couple years ago, and I got to go backstage and meet them. So they signed this. This is the New Levels, New Devils record, and they all autographed it for me. Fortnite mask, stuff like that, obviously. Down here are my Destiny collectibles, my figurines and stuff like that, Funko Pops. And then this piece actually is one of my favorite drawings. It's from my really good friend Kayla. She drew this for me. I have a bunch of her artwork actually, but this is the one I keep out all the time. One of these days I'll actually hang up all my art on the walls, I think, but for right now I just have this one. Black Series Scout helmet. It's actually a wearable helmet. You can see out of it. It's got a voice changer in it. It's really cool. We went to California Star Wars this past summer and made ourselves a BB-8. And then I bought this helmet while I was down there. I'm going to start collecting those, I think. I don't know, eventually I'll probably have a bunch of them. And then up on the very top is this is an Ace of Spades that I had made. There's an artist in Turkey who builds these. These are 3D printed, and they're full scale. They actually have moving parts in them. The chamber swings out, the hammer moves, the trigger, everything. So everything in this thing is movable. He does a really good job with these. I'll put his link down in the description if anybody ever wants one of these. They take a while to get because they come over from Turkey, but once you place your order and you get one, it's very much well worth it to have one if you're a Destiny fan. He has a bunch of different guns that he does, but that's my favorite. So, and I have my Ghost figures and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my collectibles. I also record music. I record dubstep and metal and stuff like that. So I have I used to be in bands, and I basically wanted to keep playing, so I decided to build a recording studio down here. A lot of people ask me about this too. These are actually all decks of cards. I'm a card magician, so I have tons of different ones. I'll do a supplemental video on that too, of some of the card decks that I have, because some people are nerds about that and they want to know. But this is definitely different from the last video as far as what I upgraded in here. My previous video was I had a very primitive system, but now I have a little more advanced. Starting over here, I just have some compressors. I upgraded my speakers. These are Kali, the LP6s. And then there's a sub underneath the desk, which is just an 8-inch sub. But I've upgraded up to, I used to have 2 monitors up here, and now I'm running a 49-inch, this is a 4K TV. So that's what I use for my main monitor. And then down here, I've upgraded to a 27-inch, and this one is actually a touchscreen. So it really helps the workflow for sure, you know, whatever I want to do. This entire surface is a big mouse mat, but actually it's just a good place to rest your elbows. I actually use a roller mouse. It's way easier to use. I've also upgraded to, this is an Axe-Fx. This is an Axe-Fx 2. I know I'm a little bit behind on that, but this is actually a very good processor and interface. I use it for both. I don't have an external interface right now. But yeah, this is a Fractal Axe-Fx 2, and then I have a Precision drive. And then underneath, this is still the same keyboard as the last video. This is an Oxygen Pro 49 key from M Audio. This works really well as my MIDI controller. And I've also upgraded the PC. This one, just like its big brother over there. This is an Alienware Aurora R13. This one also has a 3070 in it and 32 gigs of RAM, and it works really well for music production. So I use it for that. I said I would go over my guitars, so I'll go over there just real quick. But I'm using this is an Ibanez Soundgear 5-string bass. I use MIDI bass mostly on here, but when I want to use a live bass, this is the one I use for that. And then over on this side are all my guitars. This is just some of them. I have a bunch more over in the back in cases and stuff, but these are the ones I'm using for recording right now. This one is a Mitchell acoustic electric. It's got a Fishman pickup in it. It works really, really well for all the acoustic stuff that I do. If I'm doing like, you know, some beat making and stuff and I need some acoustic, works really well for that. I'll go to this one. This is one my wife bought me. It's my favorite guitar in the world. This is the Gibson SG. I've always wanted one of these, and she surprised me with one. I don't even know how she knew that I wanted one, but that's my dream guitar, and now I have one. This is my Schecter. This is a Hellraiser 7-string EMG pickups, and it's a beast of a guitar. I think it's heavy as hell. This one is on loan to me from my son, who actually plays too. This is just a Jackson 7-string. I have this tuned extremely low because it's got a really long scale length. He's let me use that for recording. He doesn't really play as much anymore because he's so busy, and then this is my newest one. This is a Cort, my first multi-scale guitar. This is a multi-scale 7-string. This is a beautiful guitar. It's Purple Heart stripes, and then it's got Fishman Fluence pickups in it. It's got like I think it's a Jatoba neck fingerboard, and then it's just got a maple body that has a laminate over the top of it. But my first multi-scale guitar, so I record a lot of metal, so that's why I have so many 7-strings, and then my punk rock and hardcore stuff I use for the SG, and then also an acoustic. So that is all of my gear. That is my room. If you have any questions, leave in the comments. Like I said, I'll do some supplementary videos that will show off some of these things individually in case there's anything specific in here that you want to see. But yeah, any questions, let me know.